everyone and welcome to Headlines Today. I'm Anna M. Bettikar. In a day and age when heroes tend to do just one or two films in a year, perhaps even less, my guest today is different. He's had 3 film releases already, all 3 hits, and he has 3 more coming up. Is it just a coincidence or was it planned? Well, let's just ask Ajay Devgan, but first, Ajay, welcome to Headlines Today.
Thank you so much, Anna.
Can I first start off by saying that of the 3 films that you've had this year, I so enjoyed Atithi Tum Kab Jaoge, though I know all 3 have been hits and I know this is the smallest of the 3 hits.
So what are you asking me?
It's not an ask. You can say thank you.
Thank you.
Why though is a film like Atithi's, which is so endearing and so charming, why is it the smallest of the 3 hits when you count Rajneeti and Once Upon a Time in Mumbai?
When we started Atithi also, we knew that scripts like this have an appeal to limited audience. You would like an Atithi, but a typical mass guy wouldn't want to see an Atithi. So films work only according to the appeal of the script, and budgets are made according to the appeal of the script. So it's sensible enough to, when you have a script, you know that what audience are you going to target and what budgets you should keep. So in that context, I think Atithi is not smaller than any other 2.
There was one little thing that I thought would give it mass appeal, which is, I don't know if I'm allowed to say the word farting on air, but Paresh Rawal, Breaking Wind.
Yeah, okay.
I thought that would have mass appeal.
Yeah, but it worked in the masses also. The film did very well. It's just that you're comparing it to Rajneeti and Once Upon a Time. Then it's a different issue.
All right. So tell me a little bit about Aakrosh.
Aakrosh is basically, I would call it an action thriller. I've done action after a long time. The approach to the film is also very, very real. The base is honor killings, basically an investigation of a case, and through that investigation, the resistance the CBI faces in a small town from the cops also, because they are also part of the honor killing there.
What was it that drew you to this subject? Was it that it's been in the news for a while?
And that's one of the reasons that it has been in the news. And there was an article which inspired Priyan. From there, they started developing a script, and they've taken a lot of real instances but made a fiction out of it, because it's a story. You can't say that this is that case, but you pick up a lot of references and then make a script.
Ajay, in a country like ours, where caste issues, communal issues, these are just so difficult for the political system to deal with. What can one possibly do about honor killings?
We need to get the mindset right, and more than us, I think there has to be a law passed, which is there's no exact law, I think, on this. So something has to be done by the ruling party, the government, and things like this. I think enough is not being done. All you and me can do is just create awareness. You do that through your media. We try to make a film and try to make a commercial film out of it also, because eventually we want people to go and see the film, not just see a documentary. So that's all we can do. I mean, I think to raise a voice.
I've heard this suggestion before that we need a specific law to deal with honor killings, but how is that going to particularly help? Because I mean, there are laws related to murder in any case. Why a specific law on honor killings?
I think when things get specific, then people will start getting scared about honor killing also, in the sense, I feel that there is no particular law that, people who've done honor killings are not caught, but people who instigated them, they go scot-free. So there's no rule, there's no law.
I was just wondering if you think that the Hindi film industry is politically and socially conscious enough, because a lot of the time, people, I go for interviews and I actually have the PR person of the star coming and whispering to me in advance ki political sawal mat poochna. What does this create fear in the industry?
It's everywhere. It's not just in the industry.
Yeah, but y'all are visible people and your voice makes a difference. B, I'm looking at the Western film industries where people are so vocal about their political views. Everyone in Hollywood, whether they're supporting the Democrats or the Republicans.
But you really can't compare, because if me being in Hollywood has spoken something against somebody, all I'll see a protest. They will not go down and burn my theaters and do not let my film release. Okay. So I think there is that kind of insecurity here in our country. If that is taken care of, why won't people start raising their voice? I mean, I've seen protests there where there's I think Mel Gibson's film, what
The
is that?
Passion of the Christ?
Yeah, where there were protests, but the protests were just with placards, and they were standing something about 100 meters away from the theater, just holding placards, not even screaming. Fair enough. So you are making your feeling, showing your feelings, but you're not going down and burning the theaters and not letting other people watch.
So is it then that we are
So
chaotic as a society and indisciplined
in some way, yes, I think
and prone to violence?
I think we should follow the law, and if you all follow the law, and if the law rules completely, I think we all will speak.
But a lot of the time also, Ajay, it's a chicken and egg situation. We don't really know whether the film will release. People might have violent protests because of certain elements within a story that they consider hurtful to their communities and stuff. But I'm talking about actors speaking up on political issues. In the case of My Name Is Khan, for instance, at the start of the year, we saw the star of the film putting his foot down. We saw the entire industry finally, after a lot of hesitation and delays and all, everyone in the industry spoke up. And the political party in question had to backtrack.
Eventually, our audiences and we as a country are getting more literate and things like this. Things are changing. I'm not saying they're not changing, but they're changing slowly and surely.
I don't want to go into too much detail about this, but Salman Khan, what he said about 26/11 on Pakistan television, I got the feeling when I was watching his interview that he said it because he doesn't really read the newspapers and have very strong political opinions. And his father said, he's an inarticulate guy. But I come across this a lot of the time. Actors were not even reading newspapers and not aware about major political developments. Is that acceptable?
No, see, I'll tell you something. Now you're talking about the film industry, but it's in every field. I think most of the places that people don't know. I think normal common man. There are so many of them, mostly women. I mean, housewives and things like this. They know nothing about what is happening around them. So we can't just pinpoint. Okay, it's happening in the industry. It's happening all over the country,
But the thing
and
is,
it happens all over the world.
But you're a public figures, A. B, what you say makes a big difference. And we saw that with the fallout of Salman's
Sometimes
interview.
you don't realize what you say, maybe. So I can't comment on that. But I think awareness is very important for everybody.
All right. Tell me about your co-stars in Aakrosh.
Akshay and myself, we both play CBI officers, basically. Me not being exactly a CBI officer, me being an army officer appointed on special duty to follow this case up. And Akshay is an educated CBI officer, and he's in charge of everything. He goes by the books. I do not follow the rules, and basically he's my boss. So, and how eventually he starts realizing that in a small town you can't follow books, and then we start working together.
Akshay Khanna is such a tremendously talented actor. Ajay, why do you think he's not been able to live up to the potential that I think all of us saw in him when he started?
I think Akshay is very talented, and somewhere Akshay is also somewhere like me. I mean, the film is released, he's locks himself in the house. He's like out of touch.
But fact, you're not like that.
Not anymore, but still I am. Still I am in a way. I've been having a chat with him. I said, you have 3 releases this year. I think you should have the PR. You should, get out. But what do I say? I said, you learn. So I think that's one of the reasons also.
Okay, tell me about Bipasha Basu in the film.
Bipasha plays. I wouldn't want to talk much about the characters of the film because they tell a lot of story. So, but basically, yes, she plays a girl who's married to an upper class person in the film, and she's got a background, a history with me, and how she helps the case eventually.
Okay, does she get much space in the film though? Because in the promos, I think I just saw a flash of her.
I wouldn't say that she's got a very big role. She's got a decent role. But whatever scenes she has, they're all performance scenes. So I think anybody would want to do that.
Okay, she's of course again somebody who's extremely good looking, and we've seen in films like Corporate that she is someone who can also act. But do you think that, and in her case, she's not shy like Akshay. Do you think the industry has been fair to her in terms of the roles offered to her, or is seeing her in a very narrow way as this
No,
glam girl?
I think she's done all kinds of roles. But I think industry's been very fair to her. She's had a lot of success, and I think she's come out to be what she wanted to be, and to portray what she wanted to be. She wanted to be glamorous, and she's doing that. Then she's doing films like Aakrosh, and she's done films like Lama. So I think it's fair.
But in a film like Apaharan also, I mean, she was so much a part of the promotions, and yet when the actual film came, she was hardly there.
But during Aparan, she was practically new also. I think we're talking about Aparan as how old?
That's what I'm saying. But if she was that new, and yet she was a big enough star to be a very important part of the promotions, and then I see the film and I think, oh, I'm disappointed.
See, films are not made for the length of characters. Films are made for scripts, and then you decide. So many times we all talk about, okay, this role is small, that role is small, but you can't change that. You can't spoil a film. And imagine just for one character, then you're not making a film. I mean, what are you doing then? You have to be honest with your script.
Would you say, though, that it is a little tougher for women to get roles of substance of the kind that you've been able to get for years and years now across all genres?
I think things have changed there also.
A little bit?
A little bit.
But not enough?
Not completely. But that also being that, there have not been a lot of films, heroine-oriented films, which have worked in a big way also. So I think again, people are worried about making such films. But I think whenever there's a good film, I think it'll work.
Okay, but then, the point is, if a film hasn't worked, and if it has a leading a hero in it, people are not going to say, oh God, male-oriented films don't work. But the minute a female-centric film doesn't work, instead of saying there were flaws in the film, it's always female-centric films
No,
don't
but
work.
if 10 films, male-centric films are made, 6 are working, whoever's, four are not working, so the film is blamed. But if 2 films are made on heroine centric and both have not worked, then the mindset also changes. Then you really don't know what you have to do. Then the distributors come up and they don't give you the kind of price you're spending on the film and things like this. So there is a problem there, but I think it is getting better.
Is it possible that it's also a lack of scripts, a lack of good scripts, lack of good female-centric scripts?
It's possible. That's also possible.
Okay, you're a producer. We can expect and hope for you to at least be a part of the change.
As much as I can be. I remember a situation, honestly speaking, being very honest. There was a film called Barf we were making, talking about 8-9 years ago. And Vishal was directing it. It was Vishal's script, Vishal Bhardwaj. It was a fantastic script. And I heard the script. It was a heroine-oriented film. And I loved the script so much. I said, let's make it, Vishal. I was producing it. Vishal was directing it. The budget of the film was quite high. It had to be shot in Kashmir and in the Himalayas and in the snow and things like this. And we signed Sushmita for the film. And eventually, when we sat down on the costing and when we sat down on the sales of the film, we were losing a lot of money. So we all had to take a decision that let's postpone it for the time being. So see, you also get stuck in a situation like this. So that has happened to me also. And a fabulous script which I really believed in.
Okay, and yet in Hollywood you have people like Meryl Streep and Julie Andrews who are like even now at this age having so many films that are made totally revolving around them. And if Hollywood can make those money-making propositions, what is the problem for us?
I don't know. See, everything. The bottom line is we only do what the audiences want to see. That's what we believe in. I'm not saying that the audiences want to see this, but that is what we believe because that is what has happened. So we go by statistics. The day one film will do wonders, heroine-oriented film will do wonders, I think we will all start making it. I think that's what it's going to be.
I started out by congratulating you on Rajneeti and Atithi Tum Kab Jaoge and Once Upon a Time in Mumbai, and completely forgot to congratulate you on the new baby.
Thank you so much.
That also must be a huge high to be on while you're promoting a film.
Of course, that is, I think, one of the biggest highs you can ever have.
Yeah, and I mean, Are you right now thinking, oh God, man, I want to be at home with the baby. This is tough.
I want to go back. I've preponed my flight and I'm going back by the 5:30 flight. So I need to be there in Bombay.
Yeah. Interesting name you've given your baby, Yug, I believe. Yeah. Yug as in would mean era?
Yog actually is measurement of time. Yeah, you can call it era. You can call it yeah. I mean, you can say era, but basically measurement of time. I mean,
So literally it means that, but there must be some figurative meaning that you have when you give a child that name.
I think no. When you give a child a name, you think of something nice, and Yog is a very nice name. I felt, and then I felt that it is like beginning of a new era. You know, when a new baby is born. So I think that's what I thought of.
Okay, your daughter, little Nisa, does she feel like a grown up now?
Somewhat, but she's still, you know. It's just been 4 days that 3 days that Kajal's come home from the hospital, so she's kind of adjusting, but she's very happy.
And I told you how much I liked Atithi. Are you open to a bit of a critique on
Yeah,
Once
yeah.
Upon a
Please go
Time
ahead.
in
Please,
Rajniti?
please.
Okay. In Once Upon a Time, I felt that, while there were a lot of positives, the characters didn't have a graph in the sense that, everyone was the same right from the beginning to the end. And because I know the stories of Haji Mastan and Dawood Ibrahim, it wasn't like there was suspense for me ki end mein kya ho jayega. That for me was a bit of a disappointment, though it got a lot of other things right. Do you agree with this criticism?
I really didn't think on those lines, but actually we didn't even think on those lines because the whole intention was to make a 70s commercial film with today's format and give a high to the audience with those kind of punchlines and things like this. The concentration goes more there and to generate certain kind of emotion which also was generated. So I think for us it worked very well. But yes, I mean it's from person to person. I think you were looking for a little more in the film. We were not trying to get into the zone of classic cinema. So that's how it is.
Now, in Rajniti, I'm just going to talk specifically about you because I really loved you in Once Upon a Time in Mumbai. But in Rajniti, I felt you were given short shrift. I was expecting much more of you in the film.
I've got this reaction from a lot of people.
Yes.
I've got this reaction from uh, the hardcore fans. They felt this. The other people, they felt that the performance was very nice and it was justified. So I'm actually very confused, to be honest. To a point, I did feel what you're saying, but then if you go with the script, I think that's what was the script. That was the demand of the script. And if you blame somebody, you blame me because I didn't go through the character completely in the sense I trusted Prakashji completely, and I knew that I don't have to think about anything here. So there things went wrong, but it wasn't done intentionally by him also. I think he also followed the script and things kept changing. So that's how.
But when you saw the film, you're saying that it wasn't what you had expected when you read the script. Is that what you're saying?
No, what I'm trying to say is I heard the script in a line. I didn't concentrate much on the reading of the script. So
Okay.
I didn't bother on that much because
Okay.
I have an understanding with Prakashji and
Yes.
I trust him completely.
Yeah.
So somewhere you just you're okay, fine, tell me what to do. So that's what happened.
When you saw it, were you disappointed finally when you saw the film?
I've not seen the film.
You've not seen
I've not
Rajniti?
seen the film. I've been out completely and
Did you speak to Prakash Jha about it though?
yeah, we did. I did. He spoke to me and that's why I said it wasn't an intentional move. I think sometimes things happen you don't realize that they would fall this way and
So you will work together again?
of course we've been meeting up on working. He's working on another script which is going to narrate to me.
Okay. I said A, I felt that the role didn't do justice to you. Now B, I was just wondering if, of course, this is actually, I think, your own physical characteristic, but I was wondering if perhaps you could subsume that for some films because there was a certain way you were walking and carrying yourself in Rajniti, which reminded me so much of the way you were walking and carrying yourself in Omkara. And I was wondering because isn't acting also about kind of me being able to forget your personality completely?
Of course it is.
Has anyone else told you this?
No.
Do you?
I'll keep this in mind.
You will keep this in mind?
Of course.
Because I was going to say, do you agree with me? And then you would have said, but I've not seen the film. So,
Yeah, no, but if you felt like this, I mean, you're the first person who's telling me this, but I should keep this in mind.
all right, Ajay, I tweeted this interview and viewers have sent in questions for you. Zuhair says, do you really enjoy doing multi-starrers? Aren't you worried about being overshadowed by the performances of the rest of the cast?
I never had been till today, so I'm not worried.
You've not been overshadowed yet?
I don't think so. I mean, I think whatever I've done, I mean, it's worked most of the time, at least. So I'm not really worried.
Kajol fan Sophie says, what's your favorite Kajol film?
But don't think I'm biased here, but it's Pyar To Hona Tha.
Okay, why?
I think it was a fabulous film, and at that point of time, it worked big time. The kind of reaction we got, that it was something new. I mean, 12 years ago, or 13 years ago, I don't remember how many years ago. It was completely a different format and new kind of a genre.
And Chitra says, Ajay, even after so many hits and being a national award winner, why are you still not considered to be in the running for the top slot like the Khans?
I can't answer that.
Do you agree that you're not considered to be in the running?
No, not really. I think where the markets are concerned, where everything else is concerned, I think everything is fine. It's just that you need to maybe go out and push yourself, which you really don't do, and that's what happens.
So where the markets are concerned, you're saying in the top slot?
I think so, yeah.
But in terms of perception?
Perception, in the sense, you have to create a perception, you have to make an effort to, which I really don't.
Okay. You have become, though, more forthcoming in the public space in over the years, haven't you?
Yes, I have.
What are the things that have made you come out of your shell?
I think it's mostly my producers, because marketing has become very important. Earlier, there was no such format of marketing. I mean, but everybody started doing it, and then when a film is releasing, you're asked to do it, and you should do it also. And so all that requires to do all this. So you have to change it.
All right. Well, we like the new you, Ajay, and all the best for Aakrosh.
Thank you.
Well, that's it from me on this show. Do send me your feedback on twitter.com/AnnaVettikad. After the break, the news is coming up. Stay with us.